Good evening, everybody. I would like to introduce the speaker, Dr. J. Mangayarkarasi, who is popularly referred to as Dr. Mangai. She is an expert in linguistics and has been a professor of English for over 2 decades. She has been specifically teaching thousands of undergraduate and postgraduate students English language and literature in India. Her deep understanding of the influence of local cultures and dialects on the English language brings to the table the knowledge required when crafting dialogues. A doctor in English language teaching, Dr. Mangai is actively working towards introducing artificial intelligence and augmented reality to improve the efficacy of English language teaching. To this effect, she has focused on syllabus and curriculum design and its application via a perfect blend of creativity, innovation, and use of technology and techniques in language education. Dr. Mangai has co-authored 2 academic books, Essentials of Language, a course and workbook for English Language Lab and Basic Grammar. Quicken series, she has also worked on a project zooming into digital education, instructional design for English language teachers, which was launched on 5th September 2020 with an aim to help teachers effectively deliver English language knowledge digitally. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome to the session. I welcome all of you to this session of Dr. Mangayarkarasi. Thank you. Over to Mangai, ma'am.
Mangai ma'am, you're muted. Thank you, Sahana ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. I would like to begin with an introduction.
Ma'am, you've muted again. You've been muted again.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Yeah. Spark is first of its kind in India.
Actually, somebody is muting her again and again.
Auto mute, I guess. Automatically.
No. Somebody like one time with Bhumi is muting that.
Yeah. Okay. So this retreat is first of its kind in India. They are giving an opportunity for budding writers to begin with a dream project, their own book, their dream come true project through their retreat. It's going to be a 6 months course, one-on-one, with great mentors and other technicians to create an opportunity, a good platform for budding writers, writers to be, for students, for corporates, for all. Make use of this opportunity. Register today itself. Join this 6 months intensive course on a book writing. Now, let's move on to dream. All of us love to dream. When I say this word, dream, it just transforms us into a different world. I hope you'll agree with me. It would transform us to an imaginary world where we could move on to a world of our own without any disturbance, without any hindrance, without any influence, it'll just go on. Writers first should develop the quality of dreaming. Are you ready to dream with me? What does dream mean? What it exactly means? What is it? Dream. It's a state where one loses the conscience and they'll go into their own self, rational self, and enters a realm without any constraints, without any disciplines. Now we are into a dream world. Are you all in? Yes. We are going to dream now. We are going to bring in our ideas, creativity into our mind, and then they will transform to a different world. Now, let's have a glance of literature, dream and literature. Dream, it's closely connected with literature. When we say literature, literature transforms our personality, transforms our life. So here, dream helps a writer to interpret it into a different form. A writer's dream is a different one. So, dream that. Interpret your dreams into words. How do you interpret your dreams into words? When we dream, we'll be in the dream world. We'll forget everything when we wake up from our sleep. So what would happen if we forget everything? And what are we going to do? How are we going to color the dream? How are we going to add essence to the dream? So, literature helps us to interpret our dreams. Here, I would like to quote Freud. Freud writes about the presence of involuntary ideas in dreams, and how we can gain access to these involuntary ideas by relaxing our rational control over the imagination. So Freud gives us an idea. All of you are familiar with Freud, a psychologist, a great man, helps us to analyze our ideas. His theories help us to analyze our ideas. All he says, all human beings are artists. So all of us are artists, irrespective of any individual, irrespective of any taste or anything. All of us are artists. All of us have individual talent, individual quality to create something. As a human being, all of us can dream. I hope you'll agree with me. So, he says, being an artist, when in the state of fantasy, when you're in the dream world, when you're in the state of fantasy, dreaming, when they abandon themselves. So when you dream, you abandon yourself, your individual self. You transform into a different world. Dream brings everything closer to us. Brings all our wishes reality. So we are transforming ourselves into the world, and you will get spontaneous ideas without any influence. You'll get spontaneous ideas when you are in a dream world. So you'll get spontaneous generation of ideas when you dream, similar to that, you can think of writing. So you connect dream with literature, and then you connect your ideas, take your pen, jot down the automatic, spontaneous ideas into writing. It's so simple. All of us think when it comes to writing, nothing comes to my mind. So the first step to writing is to dream. Go into your dream world. Imagine, create that spontaneous ideas would emerge, and that would become automatic writing. And then rationality and creativity stand in inverse proportion to that spontaneous ideas. Let's move on to literary creativity. Literary creativity is implicitly identified with the work of the unconscious. So, dreaming, it helps us to create something, create our literary ideas, literary imaginations into a writing form. With an imaginative capacity free from the constraints of rationality, of the demands of the ego. As Freud mentions, ego, superego. So it demands out of that conscious part, and then will move to the subconscious level, and then the spontaneous ideas emerges out, flows out from our mind, rationality or reason, or applied by the creative artist. So you can transform your dreams and you connect it with rational ideas, and that can be transformed into writing. So this is a secondary stage. The first step is to dream. The secondary stage is to connect your dream with the literary ideas. You move from subconscious mind to the conscious mind. Include your rational thoughts, include your spontaneity, and then you bring it into writing. So, expiration, it's hyphenated word rather than inspiration. So, we transform ourselves into expiration mode, and from there we come back to the inspiration mode. That expiration mode sparks our ideas, and then it helps us to move from the expiration mode to the inspiration mode. Freud proposes that artistic or literary creativity occurs when reason ceases to polish the imagination and our productive fantasy is given free rein. So, Freud proposes that artistic or literary creativity, he proposes that it occurs when you are reasoning your imagination, when you reason your imagination, and the product, the outcome would be free from other external ideas, and then that would give you a space to express your ideas effectively with creativity. So we have moved to the second level. We just woke up with a dream, started to interpret the dream, joined with Freud, and we are trying to reason out our dreams. And now we've got the spontaneity, spontaneous ideas, and we are going to move to the next level. We are with the spontaneous ideas to jot down, to pen down, to type it down, to enter into our database, to enter into our desktop, to enter into our gadget. So now from the dream world, we have moved to a different world. We are ready to write something, to write our spontaneous ideas with creative interpretation. Yes, we have started our journey. In the midway now, we are moving to the next level. All say writers are egoistic. Aren't they? Are they? The egoistic character of the fantasies is mollified by the creative artist. This penetrates barriers between egos. It overcomes the repulsion we feel at being witness to the intimacies of others. As in dreams, distortion is used to get beyond our natural censorship. So dream, anything will come. It goes beyond our natural censorship. And where is a space for ego? We'll be in our own world. We are an individual. We can express our ideas, and it's beyond our individual censorship, that is natural censorship. Literature allows us to indulge in guiltless pleasures like chocolate without calories, eggs without cholesterol. So, what do you say? Writers are egoistic. Are they? Aren't they? Let's open up that space. Let's give them some space to be in their own world, to come out with their ideas. And so, literature becomes therapeutic. Do you agree with me? Literature becomes therapeutic when you transform into a world of your own. Transform yourself into writing your ideas. So, literature becomes therapeutic both for the writer and for the reader. We are all readers. We are all good readers. And there are so many here, so many good readers are here to listen to us. How to transform those enjoyment into a form of writing. So, literature becomes therapeutic. In literature, we vicariously live out of our own wishes, potentials, dangers, problems, and so on. It provides for release of pent-up tensions in a safe manner. without displeasurable repercussions. Even you could transform your pent-up tensions into a form of writing. Even displeasurable repercussions can be transformed into a form of writing. So we have moved to the next level to transform our tensions, ideas, displeasurable repercussions into writing. The structure of literature is like the structure of dreams. So you can combine both the structure of literature, the structure of dreams. So both are same, both are similar, both are creative. And that creative imagination operates according to the same principles that shape the images of our own dream. Condensation, displacement, composite images, spatial logic, lack of systematic connections, lack of casuality. These should all be operative mechanisms in the texture of literature. So, the structure of literature, and the structure of dreams are the same. Thus, the interpretation of literature can operate in a manner that parallels the processes Freud introduces for the interpretation of dreams. We have brought in Freud here to throw some light on our dreams. So, now we can connect literature, Freud, dreams, Freudian thoughts, and your spontaneous ideas. So all combined together, integrate all into a form of writing. So we have moved from our dreams and we have come to a different level. We are writers now. We are going to write. Are we egoistic? We are not egoistic. The structure of dreams and the structure of literature is the same, and it parallels our ideas, and that would really helps us to interpret our dreams into reality. So, we are into a different world. We are into a different space. We are into a world of our own with our spontaneous ideas. We started with dream. We combined the ideas of Freud. From Freud, we have moved on to the literary world, and we try to connect our literary ideas or spontaneous ideas into writing. And then now we have connected dream and writing. Writing and dreaming. Dreaming and writing. Okay. Dream and creative writing. Stephen King, on writing a memoir of the craft, explores the similarity between writing and dream. Here, I would like to quote Stephen King. He considers the role of a daily routine something many famous creators used to center themselves in inducing a state of self-mesmerism that produces the paradoxical alchemy of disciplining our minds into unleashing their unrestrained creative potential, something King calls creative sleep. He calls dreams as creative sleep. What is it? What is creative sleep? He says that, like your bedroom, your writing room should be private. A place where you go to dream. Your schedule in at about the same time every day, when your 1,000 words or on paper or disk exists in order to habituate yourself, to make yourself ready to dream, just as you make yourself ready to sleep by going to bed at roughly the same time each night and following the same ritual as you go. It's just like a dream. I hope you'd agree with Stephen King. Stephen King calls that as creative sleep. Yes, it is a creative sleep. It is just like your private room. We should not have any disturbance. We should not have any influence of any ideas, anything, any thoughts or anything. Should be spontaneous. To create that spontaneity, you have to be in your private space without any disturbance. It's just like your bedroom, just like your everyday routine, just like your plan, your schedule. You should not be disturbed by others when you write something. So create your own space to dream, to imagine, to generate ideas, connect it with your reasoning, and then bring it into a written form. Now, King likens that process, creative process, to a kind of wakeful dream state. First, you imagine yourself as if you're in a bedroom, as if you're getting ready to dream. Get that spark, get that ideas, get that spontaneous ideas. Then you come back as a writer, integrate your ideas, and you come back to your wakeful dream state. Just like sleep shapes our every waking moment. Sleep, it shapes our every waking moment. It makes us powerful. It gives us energy like that. To a writer with a budding spark, it gives enormous energy, enormous ideas without any interpretation. And you move on to a wakeful dream state. Just like sleep shapes up our every working moment, King argues this dosing of the waking mind shapes our creative capacity by releasing our repressed imagination. So this wakeful state, this state helps us to transform our repressed imagination into writing form. I hope you would agree with me. Dream would transform us into a different world, into our writing room, into our own space, into our private space, to integrate everything, to transform all our ideas into writing. He says that repressed imaginative state, that wakeful dream state would give us a lot of imagination, a lot of energy. In both writing and sleeping, we learn to be physically still. At the same time, we are encouraging our minds to unlock from the humdrum and from the tensions, and we transform that into rational thinking of our daytime, and we come back to our reality, to daytime lives. And as your mind and body grow, and it would accustom to a certain amount of sleep each night, 6 hours, 7 hours, maybe the recommended 8 hours by all doctors. So, can you train your waking mind to sleep creatively and work out vividly imagined waking dreams, which are successful works of fiction? So King says, writing and sleeping are the same. In that mode, we have to be in an unconscious world with that spontaneous ideas generated in our mind for 5 hours, even for 6 hours, even for 7 hours, without any disturbance, and you create your individual world of your own. So ultimately, this creative sleep is what allows us to cultivate our own worlds while writing, something styled by the barrage of distractions that fill the spaces of everyday life. So our everyday life, it gives us space. It's just like daydreaming. It's just like a dreaming. It's just like something on our own space, like walking into a different world. So, writing is a form of confession. I hope you all would agree with me. It's a form of confession, confessing our ideas. You could see the reflection of an individual self in their writing. So, It's a form of confession. So, unlock that humdrum rational thoughts, be in your sleep state, and convert that into your day lives, and then bring that into a form of writing, form of your own. So, we started with a dream, woke up with a dream, again moved on to our private space as writers to integrate our ideas, to reason out our dreams, to move on to the creative sleep, from that state to our day lives. And now we are here to connect. Are you ready to connect? Wake up from your dream. Now we are going to connect that to trailblaze. What is trailblazing? Trailblazing is all about innovation. What do you mean by innovation? What have you done when you were in your dream world? You were with a lot of ideas. You were with a lot of potential ideas. Planning. Now you connect that with innovation. Connect it with your innovative ideas. Connect it with your creative world. Connect it with your emerging energetic ideas. Ready to trailblaze into a new era of creative writing? Are you ready? We have a solution for you. We just planned to give you a platform to connect your trailblazing ideas into a new era of creative writing. Spark a Writer's Retreat, planned accordingly to connect your ideas into a form of writing. So, get ready to trailblaze into a new era of creative writing. Here, we are ready with 5 days of intense session from best authors. Best authors are going to address you all.